Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's niece. All is in order. We will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship. Not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important man?
We don't need him for sailing.
He must have simply had a bit too much.
I doubt that. Jonas was never... And it's been 2 days since last he was... Might I ask you, if you hear anything, I would like to set sail with a clear...
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news. It wasn't out of the ordinary until but the day of departure,
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords? I don't think so.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members...
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find...
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot. As long as they don't try and get on my That said...
A smuggler?
In the port jails. Might I ask you?
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Ptolemy has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We, of course, refused entry. Only the Nords have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a...
What do you mean?
That discretion and...
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my...
Captain, I understand.
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to. He's gotten into his head that a gang has placed guards where our cargo is being... All that is not in the warehouse. Sorry, but your crate...
Sorry, Kurt.
The commander is gonna have my...
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest. You haven't heard anything about my cousin, by chance? To be honest, we...
Did you say he was intending on... My men spoke of a rather...
That isn't the safest place.
Let's go and find him.
Happy to be of some help.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs. Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side.
Don't worry.
I certainly hope so.
I need to be leaving. I've quite...
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
If you had any idea who I am... Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
Do you hear that?
Yes, that's Constantine's voice. It's coming from the upper floor. Sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company.
This man is going to bring the guard out if he keeps shouting like that. We should have gotten rid of him.
Don't be an idiot. It's obvious that he's a noble, a rich man. He needed to be taught a lesson, but it's better we grab some coin. With all those posters we posted, someone with deep pockets will show up sooner or later to liberate the rooster. He's making a great deal of noise. We could knock him out, or gag him.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress.
Constantine, it's me!
My fair cousin! Oh, my lucky star. Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We are departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you. I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. If you only knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, fair cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
They haven't spotted us. We could sneak out of here silently. We have a ship to board.
You've always been a reasonable soul. Don't you think these brutes deserve a punishment?
Yes, without a doubt. But don't you think there are more pressing matters? Kurt.
It is your Highness's decision to make. Whatever it is, I shall follow.
Death to the others!
It's blocked. It's blocked.
Greenblood! Do you need something?
I must leave you.
Perhaps we'll discover some useful information.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who was gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taking the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Why? I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it...
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But the itch for a drink? Here, yesterday, I called back to him.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of... He knows his craft well, in spite...
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th.
I need to be going. Farewell. Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the nine deaf wit.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs. Did Jonas seem troubled to you?
Maybe.
Do you know what was on...
No.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly the other day, in the tavern. And then when we left, him and I, well, those brutes were there. Wait.
Why didn't you intervene? Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. And the captain? No.
Did anyone else see the...
There was still a small crowd. I seem to recall that regular kind of fellow who plays from it now and again. He comes out.
What do you think about Captain Basco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. It's a pity that he has a...
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Madam?
Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tir-Fredi. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage.
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon. I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we...
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of...
Thanks to your magic, so...
Our magic? Yeah, as for your question, others are sea... It's how the guild is made.
Could you tell me anything about our...
It is a The natives have a... They were very friendly people. I've also heard that but I wouldn't know what else to...
Be back soon, Captain.
If you wore a Naught uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition, then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of St. Matthias? The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master?
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teofredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of St. Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teofredi is without any doubt the land that our St. Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, St. Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the Illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced St. Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could. Forget what you have discovered, perhaps?
Oh, We have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred text. We were even ready to say that
It served no purpose.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
I could have a word with the good Dr. Sahin, the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. If he can be persuaded to offer you asylum, you would be saved.
Your goodness honors you. May the Illuminated forever light your path.
If I manage to convince the ambassador, you'll need to refrain from that sort of blessing. Stay here. I'll be back.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move at all.
Don't you be worrying now.
The warehouse is at the end.
Move out. Quick steps.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the bridge?
With pleasure. The Alliance was the greatest of our cities. This union was but our ancestors. And of course, today, each day...
I would like to talk to you about a rather delicate matter.
I am listening.
A couple of historians have made a recent discovery concerning Matthias, the founder of the mythical Ptolemy, and it seems that this is not to the liking of the Illuminated. Or at least his more fervent subjects.
These sinister hypocrites are going to want to burn them at the stake.
Without a doubt. And that's why these poor people are begging you to offer them asylum.
We are willing. Where are they to be found at this time?
At the port of Serene. They were hoping to stow away discreetly on a vessel to Al-Sad.
Very well. I shall send an escort immediately to take them somewhere safe.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sardet.
We owe you our lives. We are eternally grateful.
It was nothing. I hope you won't have too much difficulty adapting to your new country.
If you would allow me, I would like to give you this. It's not much, but it is all that we possess.
Farewell.
You have a kind heart, Greenblood. It'll be the end of you, but that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't have wanted those poor buggers to end up on a burning pyre.
It would seem that I'm not the only one with a tender heart. Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sardet, to what do I owe the...
It pains me to inform you that the heretics you...
Curse them! How could that possibly have happened?
Alas, these renegades... I would not have been able to capture them without...
The bridge. But I had hoped that you might intervene quickly enough to... We have nothing else to do.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light...
I must go to the dispensary. Maybe I will be able to make myself useful there.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back.
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go.
According to one of his fellow...
A kidnapping. In my estate. I would have noticed.
Someone told me about one of your faithful...
I see.
Where might I find him?
Here? He wouldn't... Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Who are you? I don't...
No, have no fear. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days. A young cabin boy.
Yes, that...
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in. The kind of man you can round up. They exchanged words with the cabin.
And after that?
And I think I might well have seen those same... I wouldn't have thought that they were...
What can you tell me about the boy?
He seemed rather... And he must have been right.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant. The kind... They
And
I think I wouldn't have thought...
Who was the rich merchant, do you think?
No, my lady. It was Sir Fontaine.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the...
Thank you.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. And that his men escorted him from the tavern using force.
Witnesses? In a tavern?
And these witnesses are all...
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and... A gesture that your drunkards must...
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know that. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitude. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. You will have no trouble verifying the detail.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say until the Nauts have set sail.
This pact... It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Madam?
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon. I'm still without...
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? Thanks to your prince, certain zones are owned... It's a good port.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Oh, how I would like my father to be implicated in this sordid business. Our old teacher must surely know what's going on here. Let's go talk to him.
Your Highness, I'm happy to see you. Your absence this morning was...
Come now, Sir de Corsilion. My father may have been angry, outraged. I'm sad to have caused... Would you believe? Those still seeing double... Ta-da!
You might have refrained from the company of bandits.
Take away the risk.
I fear that... But you wanted to ask me...
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. She told me a strange story about her. She said that he was taken when he was a child.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer...
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news to Sade. We need to do... Since time immemorial, there's children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also... From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my...
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin... But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune...
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child. What counts most is that you bring the... Breaking a contract with the sea...
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek? Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
A handful of underlings don't scare us away. Right, cousin?
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we...
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to... You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that...
As if you would know what it is like to be a parent. You are far too young.
I looked into the contract that binds you to the Naughts. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is...
You should have thought of that before.
The Prince will know how to...
Her sadness would be all the more...
You wouldn't dare tell her.
You were not leaving me with a choice.
Very well. Take the key and take him away.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir.
So it's here that our man keeps his son. Abusive fathers.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seemed so sweet and happy.
You don't seem to be all that close.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years. Find me. Capture my family as the Naughts.
Yes. You should still go and save her.
Madam?
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should... My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do.
All we can do is plot a... I do thank you. Your actions bring you honor.
Be back soon, Captain.
Madam?
Are you ready?
We should be able to set...
Permission to board the ship. We are...
Certainly. But if you have any farewells...
No, my house is in order.
Perfect.
I am so eager to discover Tearfredy. My isle. My new city.
You'll need to arm yourself with patience. The voyage will be long. I've been told the trip lasts months.
And they say the place is full of gigantic creatures. As big as buildings.
That's right. I heard a rumor the Nauts even brought one back in one of their ships.
I doubt that. The Nauts are strange, but they're not idiots.
The beast is awoken!
Those conniving, piss-distilling, bridge-building liars. The creature was supposed to be out for days. They'll pay for this.
What the hell manner of cargo are you transporting?
Help! We need ropes! We must contain it! Help!
Come now. Let's send them ahead. Greenblood, how do you fare?
Fine, fine. It is dead.
Are you wounded?